Hey everybody, how's it going? It's Charles here, and this is going to be a video review of the Westlake Radial SL369 AT, available on Amazon for about $100. So let's get right into it. So a couple months ago, I needed some new tires on the old work truck here. It's a 3/4 ton 2000 C2500. It's two-wheel drive. It's a pretty heavy-duty truck. I mean, in that day, it was a heavy-duty truck. Trucks now definitely have a lot more power, a lot more towing capacity. But this is our work truck. This is our lawn care truck. Pulls our lawn care trailer. And then right now, as you can see, we're set up for fall cleanups as soon as this snow stuff decides to quit happening here in early November. So anyway, I purchased these tires off of Amazon a couple months back. I think they were about $103 a piece. I bought two of them for the rear of this truck because the ones that were on there were pretty worn out and it was time to replace them. So first impressions of the tire, I hated them, to be completely honest. I had them mounted and balanced at a local tire shop. Brought the truck back to the house and with no trailer on it, and initially I was like, okay, these are going to work just fine. But then after putting a trailer on it and pulling it, myself and one of my employees who also drives we started to notice that the trailer, it seemed that there was a lot of sway in the truck and the trailer. And at first we thought it might be the trailer. So we checked everything out on the trailer and everything looked good. No broken leaf springs, tires all looked fine. So I was like, well, let's check the tire pressures on these newly installed tires. Maybe the tire shop didn't follow my request. I always tell them to run it at max pressure for my work trucks, just because they're always pulling a load. They always have a load on them, and they were fine. We started playing with tire pressures a little bit, lower them down 5 psi at a time here and there, kind of adjusting them, and it didn't really seem to go away. But it was just a little bit of a sway with driving down the highway, and it was manageable. So I didn't really have the money to go buy another set of tires, so we just ran with it. And shortly after that, I think about a week or so after I had the tires put on, I hooked up this bad boy back here. It's a 14-foot SureTrack dump trailer. And I went down to Bourbon, Missouri, which is about an hour and a half away from me, to pick up some firewood. Now, I do this every year. I pick up bundles of slabs and cut them up for firewood. And the year before, I had a regular flatbed trailer with this truck. Drove it down there, did just fine, no problems. But this thing, it swayed so bad. The truck, and it wasn't the trailer. The trailer tracks fine. The trailer's less than a year old. It's practically new. It was these tires, and I started digging around online, and I did see a couple of reviews where people mentioned that pulling heavy trailers, they were getting a little bit of like a squishy feeling, like an uneven kind of poor ride quality with this tire. So I thought, well, I guess it's these tires. And to be completely honest, it was absolutely terrifying to drive this truck on the interstate with a trailer on it. It swayed so bad. I really had to keep my speeds down under 60 miles an hour. And with a load on it, it actually seemed like it got a little bit better, but it still had a tendency to kind of sway around. Now, it has gotten better. After about, I guess, a month or so of driving on them, which we drive a lot. We probably do about 300 miles a week. So in a month's time, we're definitely putting, 1,500 to 2,000 miles or so ish on the truck. And I guess it just took that time to break in this tire. Now, The tread blocks are pretty decent on here. They're nice and tall. You got nice spacing every 2 treads. You got this nice little sidewall kind of grippy guy here. I'm sure that's not considered tread, but you can see we don't baby these trucks. This thing gets used and abused. It's got plenty of siping in the tread. Wet weather, this tire's been pretty good. The siping it's starting to get a little bit of like a feather edge on it. I have a feeling these tires are going to wear a little bit choppy, just kind of looking at them. But for a cheap tire, you know, that's the biggest thing. Is I think you have to keep in mind with this tire is it's $100 tire. It's $100 heavy duty truck tire. So, you know, I don't think you're going to get the tread life that you would get out of, say, a Firestone Transforce AT. I run those on the power washing van, and they do a really nice job. They always have good traction. You know, I've literally never had an issue with those tires, which I think that's when you're looking at tires, that's what you really want, is to just, I want a tire that goes on the truck and I don't want to forget about it. I don't want to think about the sway and the this and that and the tread wear and all that stuff. So at this price point, you know, it is what it is. And the reason I went with this price point for this truck is just because it's a work truck. It gets a lot of miles. It gets used and abused. I get nails in these tires all the time. I'm always plugging tires and stuff. I didn't want to put a $200+ tire on a truck that was going to be abused like that. But overall, I think they're doing good. The last tires we had on there were some Mastercraft Corsair LTRs. Initially, those tires I really liked, but the tread pattern is so closed that you would get stuck really easy with it. You know, just wet grass or a little bit of loose gravel on a hill, stuff like that, and you would get stuck fairly easily with those tires. These tires have been great. The grip is good. Now that they're kind of broken in, I've since pulled 3 more loads of firewood each time, loading it up more and more and more. And the tires have been fine. I don't know if I've gotten used to it, which I highly doubt, because trailer sway is pretty wild when you're on the interstate. But they seem to have settled in and they're tracking good now. It's not, the sway issue isn't as big of a deal. I don't know if it's just those tread blocks are so flimsy at first, and I don't know if they've stiffened up or if it's just worn off that initial mushy layer of rubber. I don't really know. I can't really explain why it did what it did. So keep that in mind if you're going to buy these tires and you pull a trailer the first 1,000 miles or so or more, 1,000, 2,000 miles, might be a little hairy. There's a dealership in my area that specializes in like pre-emission diesel trucks, and I've been looking at a lot of their trucks online, and every single one of their trucks has these tires on them. So they are buying these tires, I'm sure, off of Amazon and mounting them. Every single truck they sell has a brand new set of these tires on them, and the fact that they're doing that tells me that most people are probably pretty happy with these tires since they're, you know, doing that. Anyway, just wanted to make this quick review. I know I'm coming up on like 10 minutes of rambling here, but that's my take on the Westlake Radial SL369 AT. As always, thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button. We're trying to put more content on here now that it's winter and the lawn care business has slowed down quite a bit. I'm gonna have a lot more time for doing some videos, and my wife buys stuff all the time, so I'm pretty sure I'll have some more reviews for you on that stuff, and then just some general cool wife stuff. So see you guys later.